or something along with what you already have. All right, shalom. Hey, we're about to start off by giving our honor and glory to. We also want to give double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops, great millstone, rule well, peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of the elect. Now let's just get to it, man. Joel 2.
Start top.
Yep.
I did Joel 2 and 1. Blow you the trumpet in Zion.
That's what we're doing, man. The Most High got our voice elevated because it's like it's a blowing a trumpet. And what does a trumpet mean? All right, it means a warning. Disaster, evil is coming, man. That's what Amos 3rd chapter. So a trumpet be blown. We'll get that too. All right, go ahead, Captain.
And sound alarm in my holy mountain.
This is the alarm being sounded, man. All right.
And let all the inhabitants of the land tremble.
Yep.
For the day of Yahweh is coming.
Yep.
For it is nigh at hand.
And the day that's coming is the day that's been prophesied since the beginning of time. All right. The what they call Armageddon, Armageddon one. All right, that day has been the day that our forefathers has prophesied since they've been on the planet Earth, man. All right, before the flood came, they was prophesizing of this day that we're headed into, man. All right, go ahead.
This is Jude, verse 14. And Enoch also, the seventh from Adam, prophesied of these, saying, Behold, the Lord cometh with 10,000s of his saints,
Yep.
to execute judgment upon all, and to convince all that are ungodly among them of all their ungodly deeds, which they have ungodly committed, and of all their hard speeches, which ungodly sinners have spoken against him.
And that goes back to 2nd Ezra 13th chapter, where Yahweh Shai is going to come back with his angels. All right? And it also is going to be the same space that America's going to be destroyed by thermonuclear warfare, man. All right, that big mushroom cloud has been prophesied at the beginning, man. 7 sons from Adam, man. 7 descendants from Adam. They're already talking about the destruction, man. Come on, man. And like the elder brother Arawam I was going to, when those raindrops first hit, those drops came with a splash because that was more like a foreshadowing of the actual explosions of thermonuclear missiles hitting America, man.
And it made those ripples.
Make those ripples, man.
In the water, which it's similar to that nuclear missile hitting, and then you have that wave.
Yeah.
That nuclear blast, as they call it.
Yeah, that beast of destruction. All right, and you went into that ripple. All right, that reminds me of John the Revelator seeing a great millstone dropping into the ocean and creating a splash, bro. So just imagine 200 million of those, man. That's why it was prophesied before the first death, because it was greater than the first death, man. It's greater than the first death. Although the first death flooded the earth, man, the earth being hit with millions of thermonuclear missiles, man, that's unheard of. All right, go ahead. Yeah. All right.
This verse, Joel 2 and 2. A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of cloud, and thick darkness.
Man. Look at clouds, gloominess, and darkness, and big clouds. That no ancient world arrows were fired until the modern world arrows were nuclear warheads in the tilt, man. That glittering sword. All right, that's why we're not liked, because we're the prophets of doom, man. We're not here to just explore the culture of being an Israelite, have these happy, folly parties they call them feast days. Nah, it's about doom. All right? Because it's better to be war ready than to be caught up in war and you wasn't ready, man. All right?
We're trying to appease the masses.
Trying to appease the masses, man.
Trying to come politically correct.
We don't have a lot of people that's got their hands up how to join Great Millstone, man. Because we're not making an effort to please you. All right? We tell you the word of the Lord, man. That's our job, man. Don't kill the messenger.
And it's like we come within the spirit of our ancient forefathers Samuel. Yep. When he came, we said, "Y'all come is peaceful."
Right. Because they knew when he came. In most cases, when the prophets approached him, it was bad news. Shake your shit up. Shake your happiness up, man. Go ahead.
as the corner spread upon the mountains, a great people, and a strong, and a strong.
What's that great people, man? Those missiles. It's a metaphor for those missiles. It says as the dew covered the mountain. All right, because the sky's gonna be covered with missiles, man. With the ancient world, skies was covered with arrows. You had armies with 200,000 men shoot arrows, man. That'll cover the sky. You've seen the movie 300. I go ahead.
It's a great people and a strong. There had been ever been ever the light. There shall be any more ever after it, even to the years of many generations.
And this devil has to come with the Karak before it takes place, man. And that's why he's speeding up with these data centers. He's speeding up with these digital currencies, man. He's configuring these metropolitan areas to be basically Karagma oriented. So you're gonna have to have a Karagma to get put back into the grid, man. If not, you're gonna be off the grid and be inconvenienced. You see? That's why Scripture says the just shall live by his faith, man. Is we're gonna be off the grid, man. But after that fucking chip, man, this is gonna happen to America, man. Because right when he's about to fill his belly, reach his new world order enterprise, those missiles are gonna hit his ass, man. All right.
Like verse 3. A fire devoured before them,
Yep.
and behind them a flame burning.
Yep.
The land is as a garden of Eden before them.
Yeah, before the missiles hit, America was beautiful. You had the San Francisco Bridge. You had these large skyscrapers in the cities of New York, Chicago, Atlanta. You know, every time you see something on TV, you watch a movie, a lot of times one of the things that made the movie more scenic was America, the cities, the nightlife. So before it was like the Garden of Eden, because the Garden of Eden was beautiful. All right.
I said, and behind them, like the desolation wilderness.
So before the missiles hit, America was still an attractive country. But after the missiles hit, it was a desolate wilderness. Desolate. Smoke everywhere. Flames everywhere, man. All right.
Yeah, and nothing shall escape them.
And nothing shall escape them, man. Nothing shall escape the missiles. Whether you're beneath the ground, whether you're out of space, nothing shall escape the missiles. We're gonna get your ass, man. All right? Go ahead. No, just hold that right there.
I had two quick ones for you.
Okay,
This is Isaiah 45:7. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things.
And it's part of the evil that he created with the missiles. Was the scientists that created the missiles. Go ahead.
This is Amos 3:6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city and the people not be afraid?
Where's the trumpet? Where's the trumpet, man? Okay? Point blank period. Where's the trumpet? Go ahead.
Shall there be evil in a city and the Lord have not done it?
There's two evils. You mentioned the first time that the Most High created the evil, and that's a reiteration of the first scripture you brought out. The Most High created the evil, man. So the Most High created thermonuclear missiles through these scientists, all right, to condemn his example of wickedness. The Most High raised up Esau to be an example of wickedness. All right, but now he's going to destroy the wickedness because Adam and Eve, they were curious to eat out of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And through these captivities, what do we experience? The knowledge of good and evil, namely America. But after he showed us the example, now he's about to ball up the example and expose it, man. All right? And also, this is the fulfillment of the time of the Gentiles. Every Gentile got a chance to rule. The desolation of Jerusalem created an opportunity for the Gentiles to rule before. And now that those missiles, they mark the end of wickedness and the end of the Gentiles' rule. All right?
And that's a cut against the Christianity doctrine. They always say, God is good all the time. It says right here, how the Lord created evil, which goes into bad times. The Most High created bad times in the earth.
Yep.
All the divine judgments, you see these, now I'm talking about, you see the graduates, these high school graduates getting like put to death, from like car wrecks or even getting shot down, things of that sort. That's Most High causing those type of divine wrath.
Because he's sick of it. He's tired of it, man. Your wickedness, your sins have reached the heavens, and Yahweh is doing something called reacting. Now he's reacting to your wickedness. All right?
Surely the Lord power would do nothing, but he revealed his secret unto his servants, the prophets.
And what's the secret? That America is Babylon the Great in the Bible, and America is about to get destroyed. The so-called white man is Esau Edom. So-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American man is the Israelite. All right, the so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American man and woman. You're the biblical Israelites, man. All right. Did you know 500 years ago, I say 400 years ago, it was pretty much known that the indigenous people of America were Israelites. Christopher Columbus knew those were Israelites. That's why he has Joseph Smith. He wrote the Book of Mormons. He put in the Book of Mormons. And basically, the Israelites came to know church. Yep. Oh, is it Josephus?
It's in Ecclesiastes 3:19. Many are in high place and are renowned, but mysteries are revealed unto the meek.
The prophets, man. And first of all, you got to be an Israelite. And secondly, you got to be a prophet. You got to be the hopeful elect. And they said they're revealed to the meek because Abba willing is us. Abba willing, we're those same holy souls that wisdom enter into in every generation. It tells you in Wisdom of Solomon, the 7th chapter, and in all generations enter into holy souls, man, and making them friends of the Most High and prophets. And we could get there too about the shop. All right, go ahead.
It's John chapter 15 and verse 15. Henceforth I call you not servants, for the servant knoweth not what his Lord doeth.
Yep.
But I have called you friends, for all things that I have heard of my Father I have made known unto you.
So and the main thing at this time is the kingdom of heaven coming, because that's the real treasure. But also America being destroyed, man. This is this is like was the final destination where he'll see a premonition or she'll see a premonition of all her friends dying and shit, or the airplane crashing, but then she'll come back to the present. Oh shit. So through the spirit and power of Yahweh Basham Shai, all right, the Most High gave us premonitions basically, man. And through the scriptures is like a urim and a double. It's like a so-called crystal glass in which you can see the future. And the future is people burning alive. The future is buildings being bombed with thermonuclear missiles, man. That's the future. That's the crystal glass, so to speak. Okay. And the brother had the Wisdom of Solomon. And while he's getting that, you can get yours. But I know he has some more.
Yeah, that was it on that. This back in Joel 2 in verse 7, just to add to your point. It says, they shall run like mighty men.
Talking about the missiles being personified as soldiers, being personified as mighty men.
And they shall climb the wall like men of war, and they shall march every one on his ways, and they shall not break their ranks.
Because every missile is going to have a trajectory. It's going to have a target, man. And they're going to run like mighty men because that supersonic speed. I don't know exactly how fast they're going to go, but it's going to be basically supersonic, like hypersonic, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, extremely fast, man.
They take off like the firecrackers used to hold in our hand when we were kids.
Oh, yeah.
They shoot off.
Oh, yeah. Because if I'm not mistaken, some of those missiles break sound barriers. Mm-hmm. You know, I got to get more into it. But basically, the point is they're going to go extremely fast, man. See, this is what this is about, man.
So because they come from the other side of the world, you know they moving.
Yep.
That's fast.
That's why they call it intercontinental, going between continents.
What you say it can be done in an hour. So that's far. The Earth big, man. That's coming a long way, but they gonna be moving though.
Well, they miss their targets neither because the Most High Spirit is gonna be inside those nuclear missiles. That's why I stay within Hebrews. I want to say 12, 13 chapter. How he's a consuming fire. So this spirit's gonna be inside those nuclear missiles. They're gonna have all their designated targets.
Last week we brought out how the spirit of the Most High is in all things.
Oh yeah,
you know,
this spirit is in the fire, and that's the crucial point. The word is consistent. That fire is going to consume it. And hey, that's Peter's, man. All right, how the elements should melt with fervent heat because the spirit of Yahweh Bahashem Shai is in that fervent heat. It's going to consume existence. It's going to consume this man's kingdom, man.
It's associated with the sacrifice within Basra.
Right.
There's a reference into America.
And the sacrifice requires fire.
Yep, that's right.
It requires a living entity, a living being, and fire. And like we was going to the Most High eats. That's right. So it's like a cookout, man.
Like in Isaiah, the 34th chapter goes to by like the kidneys and the rams, the lamb, things of that sort. That's really, the body's talking about symbolic, it's talking about people. Also, these other zombs, the 2/3 of our people, like would be the ones brought up to right now, and also these other nations. They consider as the undesirables of the Lord. They're gonna be a great sacrifice for the Lord, bringing a great fire upon you.
And when hundreds of millions spirits go back to the Heavenly Father simultaneously, it's gonna be like all those spirits go out and back to him. It's like an appeasing sacrifice, man.
Father spirits.
I was watching something yesterday or the day before yesterday, and it was talking about how there are 1.8 million people born every second. Well, I won't say 1.8 million.
Like 100,000 every second.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But then you have 4 point something that died.
You know. Oh, I see. You smell like okay.
Yeah.
Worldwide. So the death rate is higher than the birth rate.
Well, it's vice versa.
The birth rate higher than the death rate. Okay, con. But into these up and coming times, I mean that's
right.
You got it, bro.
Yeah, this is Isaiah chapter 24, started verse 18. And it shall come to pass that he who fleeth from the noise of the fear shall fall into the pit, and he that cometh up out of the midst of the pit shall be taken in the snare. For the windows from on high are open, and the foundations of the earth do shake.
What's gonna cause the foundations of the earth to shake? Thermonuclear missiles, yo.
Like we always say, that's the Most High's version of stoning this place.
Yeah, that's right.
And when you get to stoning somebody, you don't stone them with a few rocks. You stone them to death.
Right. Ancient world style, man.
Yep.
And it's a public execution.
And it's overkill because even after the person is dead, the people that don't walk off with their stones, they just toss them on the dead body, and it builds up heaps.
Right.
The earth is utterly broken down. The earth is clean dissolved. The earth is moved exceedingly. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard.
And the prophet saw this and got sick, man. That's an exchange of missiles going from continent to continent. Exchange, like just throwing blows at each other, man. Like a fight.
And shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again.
Yep. So America's gonna be desolate, man. Can you say something? I got a quick one right quick. 2 Ezra 16:12. The earth quaketh and the foundations thereof. The sea ariseth up with waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also, before Yahweh by Shemel Shai, before the glory of his power. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world.
Only instrument can cause this type of devastation, all those nuclear missiles.
Yep.
You just measure the times diligently within itself. And what can be equated to what the brother just read right there within the scriptures that can be applied within today's time? What type of technology is that? It has to be nuclear technology.
And it coincides with the precept just brought out, and how and none shall break their ranks. Because the Spirit of the Most High, this is going to be his stoning. This is going to be his a second death. This is going to be his version of our deliverance from the land of Egypt. And it's going to be perfected.
Because his spirit's going to be gathered those missiles.
What's Haggai 2:6? For thus said the Lord of hosts, yet once it is a little while, and I will shake the heavens and the earth and the sea and the dry land. And I will shake all nations, and the desire of all nations shall come. And I will fill this house with glory, said the Lord of hosts.
He would shake the heavens, man. How was that going to happen? Thermonuclear missiles, man. The exchange, man. Because different countries are going to be shooting at each other, but they're mainly going to be aiming at America. All right? But it tells you in Obadiah, they that were in confederate with thee, all right, they're going to turn against you, roughly paraphrasing, man. So there's going to be a lot of countries aiming missiles at America. Japan, North Korea, Britain,
African nations.
Those African nations, man. Because what did you do with those African nations, man? Gaddafi said we're going to make Africa one currency. And we're not going to need America. then they off with doctrine. Then you always you threaten their leaders, you give them ultimatum. If they stand on business with their integrity, you unallow them. Everybody's tired of you, man.
Small hands. Yeah, that's gonna be the only two against the whole world. But they're getting the current state of Israel.
America, the current state of Israel. Everybody's sick of motherfuckers. All right,
I got one. And in Jeremiah 50 and 24, I'm gonna read it in NLT. It said, "Listen, Babylon, for I have set a trap for you. You are caught, for you have fought against Yahweh Shai." Verse 25. Yahweh Shai had opened his armory.
say that slow, bro.
All right.
Say that name slow.
Yahweh Shai had opened up his armory.
Yep.
And brought out his weapon to vent his fury. The terror that fall upon the Babylonians will be the work of a sovereign Lord of the heaven armies. Yes.
He said he's gonna open up his armory. Those little Shilohs, man. And out of his armories comes the weapons, the missiles, man. Going back to Job 20th chapter, you know, those Shilohs, man. All right, go ahead. And all you niggas gonna die, man. All you Hollywood niggas, you rap niggas, fuck y'all, man. Because a lot of y'all niggas, y'all knew y'all was Israelites. Y'all go out and say y'all Israelites, but y'all sell back out. We don't expect you to come out with the truth, but y'all are those Grecian Israelites that sold out. Y'all said, look, bro, this is run butt naked in the gymnasium. Like, I was watching the video for El Kazak with one of the Wayne's brothers. He didn't sacrifice his son morally. It just so happened that all these celebrity niggas got trans clothing sons or daughters, man. That's another way you niggas sell out. You know, you're not our heroes, man. Go ahead.
So like over. This Jeremiah 50 and 25. Yahweh Shai had opened up his armory and brought out his weapon to vent his fury. The terror that fall upon the Babylonians will be a work of the sovereign Lord of the heaven armies. Verse 26. Yes, come against her from the distant lands, break open her granaries, crush her walls and the houses into a heap of rubble, destroy her completely and leave nothing.
So Mosai, he got it out for America, man.
You desolated.
And the way you know you niggas about to die is y'all prideful. The scripture says pride go before destruction. And the average American citizen are prideful assholes, man. That's the nature of a pre-death city, a pre-destruction city, man.
When we get that.
Go ahead, bro.
This is Jeremiah 50 and 31. Behold, I'm against thee, O thou most proud.
Oh, thou most proud. Let's talk about these Idumeans over here in America, man. See, not only is the Most High about to wipe out a continent, he's about to put a nation back into captivity, man. All right, he's about to put a counselor in the cage, man. All right, he's about to put a counselor back in quarantine, bro. Your ass gonna be quarantined in slavery. Then after 1,000 years, you're gonna be put to death, man. All right, but we gotta let you live for a span of 1,000 years to build our kingdom up, man. To build the kingdom of Yahweh Shai up, man.
We need that work back.
Because we're not gonna do it.
And said Yahweh Shai of hosts, for thy day is come, the time that I will visit thee. Verse 32. And the most proud shall stumble and fall, and none shall raise him up.
Nobody respects you. Your own citizens are like, man, this is all fake, man. It's planned. The epidemics is all planned. The small hats, they're not the real. You know, nobody respects you now, man. You know, a king is almost out of here when everybody's tired of him, they expose him, they don't fear him. So you know this man got some false flag event that's gonna shake everybody up to get that control back, man.
He's
losing that narrative. Man. Every time he puts something on mainstream news, like some of these false flag operations or the psyops, pretty much, you see somebody online who's counteracting it right there and there. You know, they're exposed to leaders. You know, that's how you show that. What proof how the man of sins been revealed within these end times. Everybody's pointing out the wicked according to the Bible, which is Esau Edom, so-called Caucasian race in today's time.
Even the Edomites.
Yeah.
The Edomites are exposing your ass. They tired of you, man. You don't think they tired of DJ Trump?
Yes, man.
Come on, man. Finish. I will kill a fire in the cities, and we should devour all around Babylon. That's it, bro.
Yep. You have some other point?
God, this is 2nd Ezra chapter 8 and verse 50. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride.
Because before those missiles, that's the cherry on top, man. That's the full combination of the Most High's judgment. But man, hey, it's about to be famines in America. There's already shrinkflation. Product that you would buy at 16 ounces for $5, now it's 8 ounces, 10 ounces for $5. All right, everything is smaller. All right, the gas is saturated, diluted. The gas is about $5 a gallon on average, depending on where you live, $4 to $5 a gallon. All right, nobody job is making them money. The jobs you have is not making money, or you can't keep a job. You can't find a job. And this is the beginning of the beginning, man.
Beginning of sorrows.
Beginning of sorrows, man. So many people living in their car, going through the slippery slope of homelessness because they have a job and live in a car. But it'd be illegal to live in your car, so you'll lose your car. So how you gonna get to work? And that's a slippery slope of being fucking homeless, man.
Purchasing value of the dollars being devalued.
Yep.
So we got like the rising of rent, groceries, fuel costs, child care, health care. That's taking away from your check.
Yep.
So that's pretty much putting more people into. They're saying now like the parking lots in the new apartments now. Because more people are living in their cars inside these parking lots around America.
But who owns the housing market? Who runs the housing market? Because in particularly who? Yeah, Amalek. Because you got to get a loan from the bank. Who runs the banks?
Small tops.
Yeah, small tops, man. You got as a point.
But understand thou for thyself, and seek out the glory for such as be like thee.
Yep.
For unto you is paradise opened.
Yeah.
The tree.
Because these dark times is going to be the entrance to the kingdom, man. These are supposed to be dark times for your ops, man, for your enemies, man. All right, but unto you a kingdom is what did it say?
But unto you is paradise opened.
What's that paradise? Can't either. Come on, man. Bro.
The tree of life is planted. The time to come is prepared. Plenteousness is made ready. A city is builded, and rest is allowed.
Because through the spirit of Yahweh Bahashmal Shai, we got to get the balance, man. There's going to be hard times. There'll be hard times, man. We're going to be 100,000% living our faith. But when we get through those hard times, I put will through the spirit, man, paradise, eternal life, man. I be meditating on that from time to time. Like, we finna get two major perks: power and spiritual power. And on top of that, power and spiritual power, immortality, man. Don't you know we're deteriorating as we speak? We're dying as we speak. Look at a picture of your ass when you was just 20 years old. All right, and compare it to how you look now. You're dying. I'm dying. We're dying, man. All right, when you look at a picture of yourself when you was in high school, you can barely recognize that guy for a lot of us, man. Because we're living in death. America is death. Esau's rulership is death. The only outcome is death, man. A speedily death, man.
It's like we're in a dark tunnel.
Yeah.
Referencing to the shadow of death, like you said, America.
Right.
At the end of that tunnel, what's that? It's that light.
It's that light, man.
Which is Yahweh Shai.
Yeah.
So we gotta go through this dark tunnel, which is our darkest hour. We gotta go through. Now Yahweh Shai had to go through that same, his darkest hour. So how much more his ambassadors? We gotta walk that same straight gate as Yahweh Shai. Now, we pass the test, and we be accepted.
Yahweh Shai got betrayed by his brother, basically. And we're gonna get betrayed by our family. People deny Yahweh Shai. People gonna deny us. He got publicly humiliated. We're gonna get publicly humiliated. If he got persecuted in the open, we're gonna get persecuted in the open. But what did it say in Timothy? If you suffer with me, let's go. You hold us on?
No, I just finished this.
Okay.
In 2nd Ezra 8 and 52, it says, "And rest is allowed, yea, perfect goodness and wisdom."
Rest, man. I remember I don't know which brother had the dream. Maybe his wife had the dream. It's been a minute. But he saw, I think, the kingdom, right? They saw the kingdom. And the elder in New York up top from Connecticut, not Tazak, he was like in the field. Like he was the owner of land. They had slaves or whatnot. But I remember they saying in the vision, his face had rest in it. Like it was just relieved. Like, man, we got, you know what I mean? We're suffering from stress. We're suffering from stress, man. Among other things, man. And then you got to get out and exercise, but you got to get out in a polluted environment and exercise. You be deeply inhaling, and you deeply inhaling all toxins. You never really win,
Yep. We die all the day long.
You die all the day long.
I never forget this one account. I saw somebody, they were alive, but they were getting ready to pass on. But you can see all the stress and the anguish of life in their face, in their visage. But then once they transition on, you go in, you do the viewing. They look at peace. They look like they was happy.
Yeah, sleeping.
Yeah.
Which Apostle Paul referred to the spirit world as paradise. And and that speaks volumes, man. Esau creates this thing where the scary part was when you died. His scary movies and Final Destination. The scary part was you died, man. But this is Final Destination. Your kingdom is a scary movie. That's the horror movie. You ruling the planet. That's the horror movie. So when you go back to the spirit world, you escape the monster.
Yeah.
I believe when your spirit leave the body, you feel it.
Yeah. Because this is the nightmare.
This is the nightmare.
We're living in a nightmare.
We're living in a nightmare.
Yeah. So when you wake up from that scary dream, you're relieved.
Yeah. Yep. Oh,
so once we get the king of our Lord Yahweh Shai, right, through his own through the heavenly Father Yahweh, right, we're going to be relieved. It says that the fir trees are going to rejoice.
And the heavy part about it, we're gonna still be in human bodies. It's gonna be terrestrial immortal bodies. So they get upgrade.
We say in the twinkling of an eye, you should be changed.
Brother, get Psalm 126, start at the first verse. Go ahead, bro.
I guess Psalm 126 and 1. When the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua turned again the captivity of Zion, we were like them that dream.
Hey, turn again to captivity. Basically, he ended the prison sentence. He served our time. All right, it said, but we were like them that dream, like we just woke up from a nightmare. This is a nightmare. The only way I can explain it is certain movies where the wicked ruler ruled and the earth was under a dark vibration. The Scar rule, or the wicked witch in the movie Snow White rule, that wicked queen, the wicked witch of the West rule. And when they rule, the earth is under demonic vibration. You don't think the earth is under demonic vibration? It tells you in Proverbs 29, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. Nobody's rejoicing. When the wicked bear fruit, the people mourn.
And those that are pretending to rejoice and be happy with this so-called life, this is a facade. They're doing what they call faking it till you make it. But you're not going to make it. You're going to make it just as far as you're making it now, especially you 2/3 out there. Because you think you have the whole world in your hand, but the whole time the world's declining and giving you the world.
Yep.
And that's what Satan does.
Yep.
I saw a video earlier today. It was showing a young Jake. He was like in a creek. Somebody was like, man, dozens of turtles, fish is dead.
Damn.
It's showing that we just surrounded by death, man. This really is a shadow of death.
Turn on the news, you see, and it's on death.
You think that's taxing on brothers, on their spirits? You putting away.
Especially down here, like in Jackson, Mississippi, man, people die
All the time.
like it ain't nothing.
And Jackson is little as hell.
Yeah.
Like a 20-minute circumference, man.
And everything don't make the news. What makes the news is what they just decided to put on there.
Yeah.
But those firefighters, those first responders and the ambulances, the police officers, their APBs and radios be going off all the doggone time around here, man. And that's why it's very important, even as being built up in the spirit, to always be circumspect. Because that's, as Shaquat mentioned, death is surrounded all round about you. So you have to be wise and foresee the evil and not place yourself in certain situations and predicaments, if at all be possible, that you can avoid.
Yeah.
You see like the ghetto too, how love many being West Coast because people are so desensitized to like just death now.
They don't care no more.
Cause they show like a young woman I saw from Petal, Mississippi, and she was in the parking lot and she was going through like a flash flood, you know. I was talking about people just recording while she drowning.
Oh, we talking though.
You know,
Like nobody but up there, you know.
And then those spot over there at the next to the gym over there on 55, Hollywood.
Yeah.
You know, her 19-year-old got shot, and she was just a bystander. At least she was in the video. But some young YNs got to fight. And then they in the parking lot, and they shooting at each other.
And I think she just graduated too.
And y'all gotta stop being fucking bitch fitted, for lack of better words. When the orders come out, that you shouldn't go out. Because was about 2 years ago, the elder apostle put out an order that you shouldn't go out, man. You know? Cause I know I said another video about getting a drink, but I have to remember that order too. Like, it's a reason why. It shifted. Something shifted, man. Yeah. So I gotta say I stand corrected a lot. Because the apostle did put out an order, you shouldn't be going out. But if you're not perceiving that in the spirit, you'll get offended. But man, people die like that now. And I get offended when I know people personally. You know, like a woman, whoever, like they always want to fucking go out. Like y'all are dumb. You know what I mean? You want to plan these trips with your family members or whatever, but do y'all see what's happening? But you're gonna be the people that's gonna get caught up in it. Because the Most High never creates judgment, and He doesn't make a way out for His people, man. His men. See? So that hedge is protection, man. But that's all I want to say. Psalm 126. Oh, Salah. Yeah. You know the song?
Yeah, he was holding them for you, even said it.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, they got someone to comment.
Matthew 5.
Oh, you get that Matthew 5, yep. Persecution.
Nah, just salute.
Oh, Shalom. But yeah, man, we're in a time of judgment because look how much has happened since those orders went out, man. Like I said, Jackson is a little ass city, but somebody always getting found dead in a hotel. There's always an accident where somebody died like every day. There's always a shootout, somebody get unalive, excuse me. You know? Not to mention people dying from Esau's diet. People dying. This you know, in the Bible state, man, everybody eats poorly. So there's all this stuff happening, man. And if it wasn't a death, it was still an argument, a fight. It is chaotic, man. A stabbing and somebody just survived. You know? Go ahead.
I just Matthew 5, I'm gonna start at 10. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, but there's the kingdom of heaven.
Hey, blessed are they that are persecuted for righteousness' sake, man. So as long as we're in that margin of being persecuted for righteousness, hey, it's a promise that they had a kingdom of heaven.
That's what it's saying, to suffer not as an evildoer.
Right.
And let not your good be evil spoken of. Because perception is reality. No.
Verse 11. Blessed are ye when men shall revive you and persecute you and say all manner of evil against you falsely.
Yeah, they just
My
made
sake.
Genesis just made a documentary, about an hour documentary about Great Millstone. You know, highlighting some of the things we say. You know, and some, you know, a brother might be saying too much, you know, and that'll be the highlight about what he gonna do to a Edomite woman that walk past. That'll be the highlight, man. What do you think they're gonna say about us, man? They're gonna use that. But it goes into the scriptures. It's not talking about you other camps, it's talking about us. Now y'all say shit is off, but they really gonna use certain things with Great Millstone, man. Will turn the world against us to justify the persecution.
being called rapists for like over a decade.
Yeah, being caught, you know, I ain't great nobody.
Yeah. It's no type of story about any brother from GMS or somebody. You can't find it. Well, it been brought up by now.
But the irony, everybody who points their finger at us, they get an act. Yeah,
Found out.
yeah, they get found out. If it ain't rape, it's some deviant sexual shit. You know what I mean?
For us to go through, it's like really Lord put us through like an intention trial. For the times to come for us, it's great persecution.
You know, they really built a big swing.
Yeah, that's hard in our spirits, you know.
Yeah. Testing your loyalty, testing your integrity, testing your emotional maturity to be able to properly serve him. Because if he's an austere power, he can't have you just always getting offended by everything that you're gonna hear. rumor wise out there. He needs you able to do what? As it is written, gird up thy loins as a man.
But by the time a woman, and we're not after no so-called underage women, but by the time they hit the age where the average person gets married in America, pussy through, man. You shame us for saying how we got down in the ancient world, but man, by the time a woman gets married here, she done. And statistically, a lot of married women so-called cheat because you're marrying a horse. But when we tell the proper way to prevent that, you're offended. But I'm not even gonna stick to that, bro. You got it.
I got a quick one for you.
Yeah.
It's Psalms 23:4. Yea, do I walk through the valley of the shadow of death?
We surrounded by death, man. You turn on the radio, a nigga rapping about death. Cool. Death around, you know what that is? Gunshots. You hear gunshots around the corner. No matter where you are, you hear gunshots around the corner, man. You're at Jake's headquarters. It's death around the corner. Gunshots, man. All right.
I will fear no evil, for thou art with me.
How is he with us? All right. And it's going to go into that.
Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort.
Because King David was talking about Babylon. It tells you in the scripture that he had the spirit of prophecy. That's right. So King David was prophesying about America, man. This is a dark, gloomy place, man. All right. Go ahead.
Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over.
That table is his word. Because in Revelation, Scripture said, Yahushua said, I will sup with you. And supper is really short for supper. You go into the word supper, it goes into like an intimate discourse, man.
Familiar with?
Yeah, you get familiar with, man. It's like you eat at the table with the done, man.
The form of breaking bread.
Like breaking bread, man. So he prepared a table before us, man. See, that's our strength, that's our confidence, man.
Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever.
Yep. And that's why I said, thy rod and thy staff shall comfort. The rod and the staff is the word. So the rod is the correction tool, correction aspect of the word. Staff is the law.
It's the God, yep.
It's the guideline.
So God, the support.
The support, the prophets, the comfort that comes from the word.
Because the rod was used to keep the cattle on track.
Yep.
The staff is used to walk and support you in your weariness.
Yep, that's right. It's support, man. Part of the duty of the elect, the obligation, is for the word to be our crutch, to be our staff, because the flesh wants women to be the crutch, or the staff, it wants substances, some type of carnal thing. And although we have access to some of those things out of the liberty of Yahweh Bashmal Shai, they can't be our staff. Like even the brotherhood is a great comforter, but you can't just 100% depend on the brotherhood without having a personal relationship with Yahweh Bashmal Shai. You got to know how to be strong alone too, along with the brotherhood.
I had a precept for you.
What's that song? I've been too strong for too long, so I can't ever ride away. Hey, I like this.
Revelation 3:11. Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown.
And this is the thing that we got to hold fast: is word, the understanding of the word, because we have a gift, and that gift is the understanding about through the Rakakodash. But that gift, the Rakakodash, is a down payment to the kingdom. So Yahweh Bahashmal Shah said, I'm going to give you the understanding of this word to comfort you in this kingdom and to the kingdom. The understanding of the word, this comforter, that's a down payment. It's called the earnest. You go to earnest, it goes into down payment. This going to hold you down and tie you the kingdom. It's like an appetizer. I'm going to give you this appetizer while you wait on the entree.
And because Yahushua, he knew how important he was to the apostles, to the disciples. So he reassured them. He said, well, I would not leave you comfortless. And that trickled all the way down into this very day and time.
That's right.
That's really looking out for your brothers right there, man. You know what was going to be going through, Like some Elder D said, you know, you gotta hold on to this truth like a woman, and you hold on to dear life. You know, you can't let it go. Just so feel.
And that's spiritual because the hardest genre that Jake went into was probably R&B. If you ask me, one of the hardest genres that Jake got into was R&B. But spiritually, that's how we are to the Most High. That's how we're supposed to be towards the Most High. You know, rap, R&B, that's the two biggest genres. But rapping is like a form of poetry with music playing in the background. Now, what was King David? A psalmist. But if you look up the word psalmist, it goes back to the word poet. And instructing you to play these songs with harps in the background.
He's going through the blues.
Yeah, the blues, R&B. So it's still Jake in the spirit of being an Israelite, but it's just on the carnal level without the Most High. And going back to R&B, but Jake's admiration for the Most High was like a man singing to a woman. All right, you got it.
This is the prologue of the book of Psalms. The book of Psalms is the largest and perhaps most widely used book in the Bible. It explores the full range of human experience in a very personal and practical way. Its 150 songs run from the creation through the patriarchal, theocratic, monarchical, exilic, and post-exilic periods. The tremendous breadth of subject matter in the Psalms includes diverse topics such as jubilation, war, peace, worship, judgment, messianic prophecy, praise, and lamentation.
You know, hey, you got gospel songs, blues, R&B, hip hop. You know, even what they call drill music. But King David said, "Who would bring me in to eat them?" You know, I want to ride on my enemies too. That gangster rap. But it all we all are saying it all goes back ultimately to being Israelites, man.
The salt of the earth.
The salt of the earth and putting everything in song format. You know?
And because the Most High, he was included in the book of Psalms. Just about every chapter, he was included. So everything that the Most High is included in, he does what? He enhances it for the most part. So that's also one of the reasons, even with us being the children of Yashar, the princes of the power, these people right here constantly place the Most High in all of their endeavors, which further projects them into being, as it is written, the salt of the earth. Because if the Most High is with you, who can be against you? If the Most High is with what you're building, is with what you're involved in as a nation, as a people, who can come against it? Who's going to do something to tear that down? These people can't even strip the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai away from us. So how can they take away you being the salt of the earth? They can't. That's why the 12 tribes have always been the most desired, but yet still the most despised people.
Because you're not the favorite son. You're not that it child. We're the it child. We're the favorite son. Just don't punishment like that.
Esau, he's the good son.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Macaulay Culkin.
Oh yeah. Problem child.
Problem child.
Because you know what, Esau is like a kid that grew up in a suburb that didn't want to be like the street. Like the nation of Israel, we had everything our father would give us, right? But we wanted to be like the other nations that were like thugs. So the Most High was like, since you want to be like these thugs, I'm gonna give you over to them, man. But really, like you the one that got it made. You know, that's a real thing. You know, Jake, they have both parents, they have good jobs, but they sleep want to be like the dude that didn't have nothing. Yeah. You know? Like, let me finish it off.
This just going to about the shadow of death. This Jeremiah 9 and start verse 20. You hear the word of the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahshua, O you women, and let your ear receive the word of his mouth, and teach your daughters wailing, and every one her neighbor lamentation. According to Ezekiel, it says, I was a roll of a book, what was written within and without, lamentation, mourning, and woe. You know, it's showing you that the highlight, the vibration is coming to these end times. It's gonna be all types of lamentation, mourning, and woe coming,
Death.
About death. And right here in verse 21, it says, for death is come up into our windows, and is entered into our palaces to cut off the children from without and the young men from the streets.
Yeah, that's bullets. You flying through your windows, going through those shit rocks, man. And your little boy playing his little tablet game and pop in the fucking head. You know, that's all the atrocities you see with the 12 tribes, because they basically got the same thing going on in Central and South America. YNs down there, the city's desolate, prostitution, whorish. All right, that's the anger of Yahweh Bashmal Shah. That's his wrath. The global slave trade, the Most High giving us over to these basic animals, man.
Cartels,
The cartels, man. That's all our current suffering. It's the wrath of Yahweh Bashmal Shah. It's that final blow, man. Because we put it in the contract, man. And we signed on the dotted line saying we agree. We'll agree to the terms of the contract in Mount Sinai, man. Through our mediator, King Masha. We signed that. We said we agree to the terms of the contract, the covenant. And then what did we do? We went off.
Well, it's Lamentation 2, verse 2, NLT. Without mercy, the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahshua, has destroyed every home in Israel. In his anger, he has broken down the fortress walls of beautiful Jerusalem. He has brought them to the ground, dishonoring the kingdom and its rulers. All the strength of Israel vanishes beneath his fierce anger. The Lord has withdrawn his protection as the enemy attacks. He consumes the whole land of Israel like a raging fire. He bends his bow against his people as though he were their enemy. So, like, our people in a predicament, like the Most High became our enemy. Like the only thing out to get us out of this captivity became our main opposition.
And then that started from 700 BC to now. We're talking about a roughly 2,700 year punishment of being taken out of the land from 722 then the 600 BC, 600s BC with the Southern Kingdom. So from that time to now, man. All right, so let me go ahead.
His strength is used against them to kill their finest youth. His fury is poured out like fire, beautiful Jerusalem.
And that's the point, man. All right, we went from the spirit, the destruction of America, to the reason why we're in America, man, and to the desolation of the nation of Israel because of our transgression. But with that, we hope this is an edification. Once again, we want to give our honor and glory to Yahweh. And we also want to give double honor to our elder apostles, elder bishops, great bills. Well, peace and blessings. Have the house.